Welcome back again. We are continuing with our second video with respect to the example question for nonprofit organizations called Mambo. And in our previous video, we would have completed our step one, where we would have calculated the opening accumulated fund for Mambo. So that came to $83,915. So now we know the opening accumulated fund. So we'll go on to step two. And in step two, what we are going to do is to prepare a receipts and payment account. Now, in some examination questions, the examiner will may give you the receipts and payments account already prepared. So if that is the case, then you don't need to do this step. You don't need to prepare the receipts and payment account because it would have been given to you. However, if we go back to this question called Mambo, and we look at this question here and the information that has been given to us, the examiner has not given us the receipts and payment account, but they're expecting that we will have to prepare it because they just tell us that during the year ended December 31st, 2014, Mambo's bank transactions were as follows. So you have these various transactions where Mambo is receiving money and also spending money, because he's receiving money for a sale of holiday dance tickets and spending money on dance expense. He's paying wages. He's paying his bar suppliers, his creditors. He's receiving subscriptions from his members. However, the business is what the organization is doing, receiving and paying out. So therefore, we have to take all this mixture of information that is given to us here in terms of our receipts and payment and separate it into the receipts column and the payment column for our receipts and payment account. So now let's look at our figures for the receipts and payment account. And you can always pause the video, note down the figures, and then you can go forward and look and see how we put these figures into the receipts and payment account. So this is our receipts and payment account for Mambo. If you want to say for the year ended 31st of December 2014, but I'm not going to go into that. I'm just going to say receipts and payment, and you will recognize that on the left side will be your receipts, and on the right side will be your payment. So over this side here, you will have your payments. Okay, so just want to see where our receipts are, where our payments are. So you're going to start your receipts and payments account for this particular question with the opening balance for a bank. So balance brought down, and that opening balance was $13,060. Let's put in all the money that he received. So he received donations. So the club or the organization received donations of $15,000. They also had some proceeds. They received money from selling a vehicle. So sale of vehicle. So they received money from selling the vehicle, $5,500. Sale of dance tickets, holiday dance tickets. So they sold some tickets and received some money for selling those tickets as well. And that total was $4,300. They also receive bar takings, or what we will call our bar sales. So bar takings, these are the sales for the bar, and that was $98,200. And they also receive some subscriptions from the members, so subscriptions receipts, and that totals $7,639. So let's enter now our payments. What did they pay? They purchased some bar equipment, so we can look at that. Purchase bar equipment. So let's enter the bar equipment. I can just simply say bar equipment, but I just want to remind you that it was a purchase, so it will go as a payment, and that was for $2,000. They also paid rent of $10,000. It paid insurance of $7,250. And they had holiday dance expenses. So dance expenses, those were $6,400. Paid wages to the general worker of $11,000. They also made payments to the bar suppliers. So payments, I can simply say bar suppliers. You can simply say that. $16,049. So we've entered all of our receipts and payments for this, all our receipts and payments for Mambo. But there's something that we need to look at, because when we look at Mambo, we see here that Mambo gave us an opening balance for our bank of $13,060, but they don't give us a closing balance for our bank. So no closing balance for our bank was given. Okay, no closing balance for our bank was given. So this indicates that we need to find out what is the closing figure for our bank, and we will do that by balancing the receipts and payment account. So let's balance the receipts and payment account to find out the closing balance for our bank. So when we look at the debit side of the, or the receipt side actually of the receipts and payment account, if we add all of those figures together, we have a total receipts of $143,699. And if we add our payments total $52,699. So basically what this is stating is that during the year, the club received $143,699, and out of that money they spent $52,699. So what we need to find out is what is left over, and that is called our balance carried down for the bank. So $143,699 minus $52,699, and that gives us a closing balance for the bank of $91,000. So now we know our closing bank figure, and that closing bank figure, we don't need to try to figure out the closing bank figure anymore. We just calculated it. So now we know that our closing bank figure is $91,000. And when we get to do the statement of financial position, we can always enter that $91,000 there in the statement of financial position for our bank. So we have completed our step 2. And then we are going to move on to our step 3. So our step 3, we usually calculate missing figures. And how do we calculate our missing figures? We will calculate our missing figures by using either the control accounts, if enough information is available to do the control accounts, or by using markup or margin. And basically in this question, there's not enough information to do the control accounts because we do not know our closing bar suppliers that is missing, and we do not know, we know the opening bar suppliers, and we don't know our closing bar suppliers. That figure we do not know, neither do we know our purchases. So we cannot use the control account because 2 figures will be missing from the control account. And you can only use the control account to find 1 missing figure. So we can't use the control account to find out our closing bar supplies and our purchases at the same time. So therefore the question gives us in note number 4 that the company, the organization, use a markup of 25%. So when we come back in our next video, we are going to look at our step 3 of working out our bar purchases, and we will be looking at how we would go about with this markup here, because we do not have cost of goods sold or cost of sales. And remember, your markup is associated with your costs. But what we have in this question is sales, which is bar takings, and our margin is associated with the sales figure. So basically what we will have to do is to convert this markup that has been given to us here into a margin in order to work out our gross profit and work backwards to find our purchases. So this is similar to what we would have done in a previous series when we did the James Bond question. So we're going to go through that same procedure again, and this is reinforcing that concept of markup and margin and how to work it within a question. So when we come back, we'll be looking at this. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel.